Should I claim Social Security at full retirement age or even wait until 70? Welcome back to our series, guys, on Social Security. Today, I'm going to go over when it could make sense to claim Social Security at full retirement age or even age 70. And then at the end of the video, I'll go over what could be a huge one, maybe even one of the biggest Social Security changes Biden is proposing and what that could mean for your Social Security benefits. And so, first off, one of the times when it could make sense to claim at full retirement age or even delay longer is if you know that you have a really long life expectancy. If your family has a history of living into the upper 80s and the 90s, well, that's going to be a big reason because Social Security is basically an inflation adjusted annuity. It has cost of living adjustments. So the longer you can wait, that means you've got a higher amount of increasing guaranteed lifetime income. So that would be a really big reason, especially if you also feel like your spouse is going to be able to live a really long time. Because if you if you wait to claim, that means you're going to give them a higher survivor benefit as well. And also, it could make sense if it becomes part of an overall tax plan. If whoever has worked up your lifetime income plan, your written income plan, hint, if you don't have one, give us a call. Then if it works out to be able to delay so that you can maybe do some Roth conversions and try to get your RMDs ultimately at a lower spot because it ends up saving you tax in the long run, and maybe even tax for your heirs, so that you can get in that quote 0% tax bracket for life. I mean, there's been several of our clients that we have worked a tax conversion plan into their income plan, and they're able to get to a very low income tax bracket because they were able to convert a large portion over a period of time as we worked that tax plan into their income plan. So that would be a reason to defer, because taking IRA money out or converting to IRA money would not only be taxable as income tax, but it would also create more Social Security to be taxed as well. So that could be a reason to defer. And finally, I would say a big reason to wait would be if you don't really have very much savings at all for retirement. If Social Security is going to be the only source of income or a huge source of your retirement income, it makes sense to work as long as possible and wait as long as possible, in my opinion. So those would be some of the reasons, some of the quick reasons that I would say it makes more sense to wait. But once again, it should always be your situation that you look at. Don't take the advice of somebody that you know that may not have may have a different situation than you. Okay, don't let anybody speak into your life that doesn't know your situation. Work with an advisor so that you can actually find out what you should do. And one of Biden's proposals that he's got for Social Security is how to kind of help the funding shortfall right now. So right now, up to about $142,000 and change. If you make more money than that, you don't pay into Social Security anymore. And so that's the cap on Social Security earnings that are taxed for Social Security. So what he's proposing is that we keep the cap and just index it for inflation like always, but then we start again at 400,000. So instead of just kicking the cap away entirely, which actually would affect a lot of middle income families, he's creating what is called a donut hole. So the cap still stands, but then if you hit $400,000 in income, anything above that will start to have tax levied on for Social Security as well. And so I feel like that's a good compromise because it's going to affect far fewer people by creating that donut hole. And I know nobody likes paying more tax, but this to really make sure that the trust fund is set up, it's going to have some type of a shared sacrifice. And I feel like this is a good compromise for that. Once again, not partisan, not for Biden or against Biden. I just look at the policies. And so always want to give you guys information. Smash that notification bell, hit the subscribe button first before you do that, I guess. That way you can always be updated every single week when we post new content, and we can continue to empower you with information so that you can live the retirement that you deserve. Take care, and we'll see you next week.